A solo mule deer hunt for you. Literally one of my favorite hunts. I know I say that about pretty much every single hunt, but every year I try to set aside at least one hunt to do myself and go solo, and for the last few years it's been a general season rifle deer hunt. So that's where I'm at. I'm headed to camp. I really wanted to get there before the sun went down, but that's not looking good because I still have a ways to go. This is like the longest, bumpiest dirt road ever. But I wanted to say welcome to a new little mini series. Hope you guys are enjoying Best Season Yet 3.0. Yeah, this is kind of my next adventure. I'm gonna bring you guys with me, and again, I'm just solo, so it's just me, a camera, and a phone scope. We're getting close, but this road wasn't built for the 64. Hopefully I can squeeze through some of these narrow spots. And it's almost dark. It's not the best spot that I've got picked out here, but I drove to the end of the road there and there was like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 wall tents. So we had to pull out of there, and there seems to be a small pull out here and a little camp spot where people have camped. It's not the most level. It's not the greatest spot. There's actually, it's just right off the road, but it's not the main road. All right, shut those down. We got camp set up. I'm gonna go show you what we're working with. Look at that, little over a half a moon. And here's camp. Let's see if we can get this thing to focus. Yep, got the old trailer. I'll show you guys more of the outside tomorrow, but we got the Mr. Buddy heater going full blast. All kinds of stuff to organize. It got pretty beat up on the drive up here. All my totes and the well, pretty much every drape. All the curtains fell off. Curtains are a mess. Need to get those figured out. Need to pack the old backpack up for tomorrow. This is the first time I've taken this trailer out since last year in North Dakota. Poor thing's been sitting around after I got it doctored up with a new bed set. I got everything all cleaned up last year and stocked all the drawers and the shelves that y'all have to go through to see what I have. First light, look, we got the 50/50 hoodie. So the trailer is basically ready to go. I got rain gear, hoodies, orange hats, some extra socks. So Hunter Orange is not required to wear. I got everything I need right here. Stove, bungees, man, I really got this place decked out. All kinds of goods, hand warmers, some Hush Pyro Putty. All right, I'm gonna cook some dinner, maybe just boil some water, cook a ramen, or I don't know. Organize this setup, get everything going, then we'll pack the backpack for the morning. Gotta have a weapon and strawberries. Got the rifle. Got the optics. Man, there's one thing I really need to do, and that's fix this door jamb. You guys remember North Dakota last year? We had like 4 inches of snow right here because this door just doesn't want to shut. That'll warm up the sole right there. Cup of noodle. Can't go wrong with these. Not the healthiest, but the most affordable camp food for sure. Put some Ritz crackers in there and you take it to the next level. But I've been going through my totes, which I got gear, food, backpack, organizing everything in here. It's going to be nice not to have to backpack up there like I did last year. I'll be able to go lightweight, enough for a day. So 3 water bottles, rifle, spotting scope, tripod, those are the heavy things. Ammo, those are the heavy things. This camera, phone scope of course, and really just the basic essentials like some snacks, a knife, and some other knick-knack. That's it from camp. I'm going to grub, pack, eat, and I'm going to wake up around 5 o'clock so we can get way up there in the dark. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Check it out. Got some deer droppings. There's not many tracks on this ridge so far, but that's a good sign right there. It's about that time. What's gonna be first light for my opening day, or day 1 anyways. I can tell there's been some deer on this ridge, and there's actually some elk bedded right here. Wind was coming down. I'm sure you guys see that. And I could smell elk, and sure enough there's some beds on this ridge. From what I can tell, I'm the first one up this ridge, so that's good news. I'm not quite to where I was camped. I'm sure you probably can't see it yet, but it's, yeah, you kind of see the outline of it, the big knob up there. That's where I was camped last year. Just waiting on daylight. Decided to stop on this little bench right here because I could see a lot in this canyon. Right here. I'm gonna sit down and glass all that burn. No movement yet. But trying to pick stuff out of this burn. It's wide open. I haven't seen a single deer or an elk. Well, I just spotted the first deer of the trip. Looks like a doe and a fawn, but I'm just gonna double check. Make sure there's nothing else with them. They're just right over here on this middle ridge. Get a little bit higher and get the scope out. Just a doe and a fawn. That's pretty wild up here. I said this last year, but for how much country you can see, you sure don't see that many mule deer. But maybe they're just in the high country somewhere, I don't know. Told you there's a bunch of elk tracks. I finally caught up to them. I can see a bunch of cows and they're being like super vocal. It's really cool. You guys remember this knob? This is where I camped last year. Glassed a lot of deer off this knob. So let's see if we can do it again. Like last year, we got all this to work with. You'd think we ought to be able to glass a good mature buck somewhere. Whole bunch of cows. Alright, maybe they'll settle down and won't stir everything up, but I'm gonna focus on this middle ridge and this high stuff up here. 3 does. Just 3 does so far. Get some phone scope. Always worth getting some phone scope. Oh man, it's always fun to get out here even if you're not seeing bucks. Seeing wildlife, hearing these elk. It's always a good time. Plus look at this scenery. Quick update, it's 10:18. I'm still on the knob. Have glassed 0 bucks. Tons of cow elk and a good handful of mule deer. 4 mule deer over on this middle ridge. It was funny, I kept an eye on them. All of a sudden they were looking down hard and spooked. And sure enough, I glassed a coyote. I think I got him in the phone scope. You can see this little coyote slipping through the pines. So that's 7 deer on that middle ridge. 2 over here. And I haven't had a chance to really pick this stuff apart yet, just because the sunlight's so bad, but that's going to be my next goal, is let the sun hit that a little better, and maybe pick that apart. It's super steep, rough terrain, and honestly I've only seen a handful of deer all the times I've been up here. I just got down here on this bench, ditched the backpack and threw up the binos, and I have been looking under these ledges all day. And finally, I spot a deer, and I'm like, that is the perfect spot for a big buck to hang out. But it's a doe. Got her on the phone scope here. From what I've seen, she's alone. Just been picking apart these ledges down here. There's deer in them, but there's not many. Take a closer look, and sure enough, just bedded to their left is a little bit better buck. Trying to figure out what he's got going on here. He's just tucked in the shade, and I'll tell you what, they blend in dang good. Not a big buck, but I can't quite make out his points. He's looking away. He's just bedded in like the weirdest rocks. Looks like a 3-point. I'm sure he'll get up soon. We'll get a better look at him, but he does not look like a shooter. Just had 2 does and 2 fawns across this little saddle. Right in front of me. They just came out of this draw right below me. But finally got eyes on that buck. Looks like a 4x3, just a small one. So, pretty cool. I think I've seen like 20 does and fawns and just 2 bucks now. It's so funny, guys. All this country that I glassed to the east, I just couldn't see because the lighting was so bad this morning. I'm starting to pick out deer on that side. They're starting to move. So that's a 3rd buck, and I glassed that hillside right there so freaking hard midday. Unless you just get lucky and see them bedded, you're definitely not gonna see them until they stand and start moving. But he's way over there. Looks like a 3-point. Got him on the phone scope. This is exciting. Getting into some bucks. Well, light's fading fast. We still have snow up on that peak way up there. So probably 30 minutes of shooting light. Got quite the tally mark going of mule deer. I'd say at least 25 to 30 does and fawns. 4 bucks now. Just no shooters. Dropped a ton of elevation, and I just can't seem to get a very good look at this ridge, but maybe right here will be good for that spot. See if we can pull something off in the last 30 minutes of daylight. Big bucks haven't come out. The big bucks probably are still way up high in the high country. Well, I'd say that's it for day one. There's one thing I can guarantee about this trip, is there will be a second video of hunting tomorrow. Because we're running out of daylight and I haven't seen any shooter bucks. I did count 16 more deer coming out on these big yellow faces. One small buck, from what I can tell. Whenever the rut kicks in, this will be the zone. There's plenty of does to attract some big bucks. We'll game plan at the trailer. We still got a little bit of a push to get down there. Good thing though is it's about 98% all downhill. And before you know it, we'll be in the trailer, warmed up and cooking dinner. So anyways, peace out day one. That was fun. Beautiful sky and moon. Home sweet home, and it's still pretty dang early. It's a lot easier coming down than it is going up. Look at that goodness. Look at all the colors in there. We got some fajita mix. Big old slab of Jimmy Dean's original, regular, the best right here. Well, there's round one. It looks like we've got just enough for 2 of these babies, which is good because I'm hungry. Been living on snacks on the mountain. Forgot ketchup, but look, I got salsa guac. That's a bonus, so I'm going to roll this up and grub. Well, I'm going to sit here and eat, but I just want to say thanks for watching day one of general season mule deer hunt. I'll be getting back after it bright and early tomorrow. Don't have a game plan yet, so if you want to know how tomorrow goes, you want to know what the game plan is, make sure you subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Come back tomorrow, same time, same place. But for now, guys, I want to say thanks again for watching. We're going to keep trying to find a big buck, and hopefully with a little bit of luck, we'll turn one up and get on him. Till next time, guys. Happy hunting.